Now we discuss about static method. Static method in interface. Okay, so as we observed before about default method, static method in interface is similar to the default method. That means what? Its method with the body, its method with the body within interface, within interface. It is again the Java 8 feature. Since Java 8, they have been added this one. Okay, it's a method with the body within interface. Declare as a static, by using static keyword. Static keyword. So for example, simply I can say interface name. Okay, and in that one we can just add the static method. How you can add the static method? Very simply, just static void, okay, and any method name, like assume I have put it the display. Okay, and we can do like this. Excuse me. Static void display, and here we can put whatever the statement you guys have to use. Okay, like this one. So this method we call it as the static. So it is nearly similar with the default method. Then what is exact difference between these? So basic difference between a static method and the default method is that we observed default method can be override. Default method can be override or implemented by classes those have implemented interface. Okay, but static method cannot override or implemented by classes those have implemented that particular interface. So that is what the basic difference exactly. That is what the basic difference between them. Then why to go for this one static method? Actually, static method is used to write utility classes. We can say utility classes. Okay, so for example, see, just I go to the here again in the Eclipse and we'll try to do this one. Assume like I do have the operation class. And in that operation class, I will write a method static void, and in that one there will be a method. We will write it as a subtraction. Okay, this is what the method with the body again. Static method with the body. Exactly same as is out. I just put over here in static subtraction. In a static subtraction like this. Okay, and here in the demo class, or here in the demo 2 class, we don't need to override that. Okay, and here I just try to write like a public void. What happening? Okay, I just copy this. Control C. I just go to the demo 2. and there I will put here control V. Okay, like this one we have done public void. So now this static I have to remove public public void is subtraction, and it is in a demo 2 class. It is demo 2 class like this. So we have done like this. So now this method is not overridden method. This method is not overridden method. This is the original method of that one. If you want to check that one, we have one at the rate annotation overridden. We have just used this one. Okay, I just why it is not showing. See this one override was put at same, but still it was not. So I just write what it ensures that this is the overridden method. This annotation, okay, I just use over here in the subtraction, and you can see here it is giving the error on the subtraction. The method subtraction of the type demo must be override or implement a super type of method. Super type of method. Why? Because see, actually the subtraction we have declared it as the static, and if it is been declared as a static, you can't override it. You can't override it. Okay, so that is what we can say difference between a static and a default method. Default method we can override. Okay, that is what the method which we have added multiplication. Same annotation I can use here, and there will be no problem. There will be no problem. You can see there is no problem to the multiplication. There is no problem to the multiplication as it is the default. It is the default, but it is a problem with the abstraction method, since a static method cannot be override in the class. That can be its own method, can be with the same name, but it cannot be a overridden method. It cannot be a overridden. Then as we observed here, static method and a default method, and by observing this one, you can see that abstract class and interface both are nearly same. Both are nearly same. That means what? Abstract class can have abstract as well as now non-abstract methods. Even interface can have abstract as well as non-abstract method. That is what the method with the body. Then what is exactly difference between this? What is the difference between this? What is the difference between this? So basically, since Java 8, there is no difference between abstract class and the interface. Both are nearly same. One difference I can say, in abstract class, you can write a constructor. You can write a constructor, and in interface we can't write interface. Sorry, we can't write a constructor. We can't write a constructor. That is what one difference. Then as this is what the difference, then when to use abstract class and when to use interface, when to use abstract class, when to use abstract class, and interface. So I can say if there is a kind of relationship, is a kind of relationship, that is inheritance kind of relationship, inheritance kind of relationship, we should go for abstract class, abstract classes. And if there is no such a kind of relationship, there is the has a kind of relationship, then we should go for interfaces. So I can say if there is if there is if there is has a kind of relationship, has a kind of relationship, then we should go for interfaces. We should go for the interfaces. That is what the thing we can say. Okay, and last but not least, one more important topic here I want to show you. One that is, again, I think it is since Java 7 is there. Functional interface. Functional interface. Okay, it's a interface. It's interface with only one method. Only one method. Then it is called as a functional interface. So if you observe any interface, with only one method, then we call it as the functional interface. We call it as the functional interface. Okay, so this functional interface implementation we have to use, we can use in the lambda expression. I will show you that one. Okay, in the lambda expression where we have to use. Actually, functional implementation method will be get implemented by using the lambda expression. So when we go to the lambda expression, there again we can go for the functional interface. Just here you guys have to remember that the interface with only one method. Interface with only one method, we call it as the functional interface.